And then, well, that was fun. It was, yes. I'm kind of having like this sensation that when he's working, he's in like his working phase. When he's out, he's a lot more open to her and more into, yes, we can have a relationship, but outside of my work. I don't know how to put it. Okay, now I'm the one who was joking. I think I'll leave all the numbers to you. That much is obvious. I had to stop you from entering the wrong amount at least a dozen times. Hey, I'm learning. Does that mean if this doesn't work out, I won't be getting an apprenticeship at your accounting firm? Spend a few more years studying and then maybe you'll have a chance. At an interview. God, wow. That's the point of knowing anyone if you can't... What's the point of knowing anyone if you can't even get a job through nepotism? Yeah, like you have a lot of that in here. I believe that a friendship is required for nepotism to work. Are you saying you don't want to be my friend? Even though I'm so effortlessly charming, witty, and funny. I do not have time for friendships, Miss Marigold, so I apologize, but a nepotistic position at my company is not likely. That's not how it seemed when I bumped into you the other night. Yeah, like he seems so different. Like he's one person when he's working and he's another person when he's not working, you know? It's more like a rule that he may have of like, when I'm working, it's just this type of like, what is the name of it? Customer to acquainted, not acquainted, accountant, accountant to customer relationship. That's what I wanted to say. Sorry, acquainted is another thing. It feels like he has like this rule, you know, of like, no, in here I need to be like this type of person that is just like working in this. But when I'm outside, I can be myself or something like that. I don't know. What do you mean? Oh, it wasn't him then? I don't know. Maybe it's that. Maybe it wasn't him. At the Silver Oak. You were there? Oh my god. Am I that forgettable? Oh, what is his thing? Okay, maybe it has to do with the thing that he is. You were sitting a few tables away from me. Lucille and I were leaving when you told me I was doing a great job with the store and you wanted to see me again. Is it some kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing? I don't know. Is it something like that? I don't know. And then you asked me out to dinner. I believe you're confusing me with someone else. Nope, it was definitely you. Lucille saw you too. So that's a no to hanging out. It's late. I believe that our time is up. I will bill Miss Marigold directly for our session. He stood hastily, and the sound of wood scraping against wood echoed through the small room as he threw back his chair and began quickly putting all of his papers and laptop back in his briefcase. I'm feeling like maybe it is something like that. Maybe it is. Especially like he not remembering and all. Could be something like that. Then maybe we could... I should really be on my way. Good night, Irina. Don't forget to brush your teeth tonight. Brush my... In a hurry, Hammett rushed out the door and down the stairs, leaving you staring at the empty spot where he'll... losing my voice. where he'll been just a moment ago. Don't forget to brush my teeth. What is he, my mom? Wait, was that... I folded a piece of paper remained on the table. Oh, you unfolded it to see a letter addressed to Hammett. Resisting the urge to snoop, you instead folded it back up, then found your hands covered in sparkles. What? You brushed them off on your skirt, then touched the paper again. Once again covered in sparkles, despite the paper looking crisp and white. Hammett will probably want this. Taking the letter in hand, you dash downstairs. Where did he go? I think we might get like an encounter in here. I am so tempted to try to see this in another way. I can be in here, I think. Smarts, luck. My luck is not as good as my smarts. Let me check it. You dug through your pocket and pulled out the business card Emmett had given to you a few days prior. Flipping it over, you found an address listed and quickly inputted it in your phone. There you are. Hopefully you live near your office. You set off on foot, walking through the darkened town. It was a clear night, and the sky was full of more stars than you could count. It was certainly different to back home. You were walking like this in search of Hammett, but slightly distracted by the sight above when you heard a meow? Then another and another. Where's that coming from? Following the noise, you turned into a side street and saw a group of kittens huddled together and surrounding a certain man. Don't worry, I brought you food, so there's no need to get violent. There, eat. Hammett was crouched low to the ground, holding out a small white plate bordered with yellow ducks for the group of tiny cats. As the kittens meowed and ate, he stroked them gently, smiling. His normally serious face had been replaced by a softer expression. Well, I wasn't expecting to find my favorite numbers boy feeding strays. What are you doing here? As he spoke, his voice cracked and the kittens scattered, leaving the two of you alone in the dim moonlight. Maybe I enjoyed your company so much I didn't want it to end yet. You what? Is that so unlikely? You've known me for a handful of days, and all we've done is talk business. Maybe I just like listening to you talk? He looked at you incredulously, as if trying to gauge if you were joking or not. Okay, I do like you, Hammett, but I found you for a reason. You left something at the store and I wanted to return it. Really, here. Sorry for spooking you. You held the letter out to him and he finally stood up from his crouched position, dusting the dirt off his pants. He reached out and took the letter carefully, as if not to tear it. Did you read it? I'm not as nosy as I look. No, I didn't read it, I promise. Well? Hammett cleared his throat and adjusted his tie before tucking the letter away inside his jacket. I apologize for my prior rudeness. This was highly unprofessional of me. I'm not expecting you to be professional outside of your work hours. In fact, I think you could probably loosen up that tie a little even during business. Do you like cats? I suppose you could say that. That's not a yes or a no. They are small and cute. Yeah, I notice he likes cute things. He likes cute things. So am I small and cute? I am, because I'm really small, yeah. So I am. Joking in here. Joking. But in here in my country, men like women to be small. Yeah, they like small women. Are you a cat? Do I need to be a cat? I could meow if you like. You have no sense of humor, do you? I'm joking, Emmett. You don't have to take everything so seriously. He let out a sigh and shook his head. You're an overwhelming person, you know that. We hardly know each other, and now you're trying to meow at me in an alleyway. Okay, when you put it like that, I sound like a weirdo. If the shoe fits, then what can I say? Maybe you just need someone to help you let loose a little. That could be me, if you like. What exactly do you want from me? I just want to get to know you. I can do that if you're always running away. Overwhelming and persistent. It's part of my charm. Thank you for returning my letter, Miss Marigold, but it's late and I really should be getting home now. You should too. Then how about letting me walk you home? There's no need for that. It is hardly a 10-minute walk from here. I know there's probably no need, but can I do it anyway? At that he sighed and his shoulder dropped. Fine, if it makes you happy, that doesn't mean I consider us friends. The two of you started walking through the dark streets. There was a cool breeze and you pulled your clothes tighter around yourself. How about close acquaintances? We can start there. Great, you won't regret it. You smiled brightly and Hammett looked at you out of the corner of his eye. So my close acquaintance, am I allowed to ask you something? If I ask you not to talk to me, you wouldn't do it, would you? I don't talk that much, do I? Hammett remained silent. Wow, ouch. Okay, I can't tell if you're joking or not. That's kind of terrifying. But okay, going back to the topic at hand. What was with you the other night? Seriously, I don't think I'm going crazy. I definitely saw you there. I was afraid you'll ask that. Fine, I'll tell you, but this will stay between us. My lips are sealed. I have a low alcohol tolerance. Huh? The normal, non-supernatural answer stunned you at first, and then you were surprised by your own reaction. Why did you expect it to be something different? Wait, that's really it? Why would I lie to you about that? It's embarrassing enough to admit. I guess it's just so mundane, like compared to a ghost or a time-traveling night. A what? What does that have to do with anything? Oh, don't worry about it. So, you really were just drunk the other night? Quinn offered me some of his homemade cider, and I felt embarrassed to turn it down. It was only one drink, but that's all it takes. I apologize that you had to see me that way. It was actually kind of adorable seeing you act so nice, sweet, talkative. Adorable. A 31 years old man is hardly adorable. And yet there you are. How strange. This is why I try to avoid alcohol. How much does it take to get you drunk exactly? Like one sip? Please do not test that. You can tell me all that and then not follow up with a number, Hammett. Where's the fun in that? God, I've already told you too much. Yes, even one sip will do it to me. It's not something I'm proud of. If it helps, I'm not much of a drinker either. That's what the early 20s are for. Now I'm old enough, my bones are creaking. You can't be more than 25. Oh, are you complimenting me, my dear accountant? Trying to get on my good side? Hardly. I'm 26 actually, but you were close. What are you doing out here in the middle of nowhere at 26? What's this? I hear someone wants to get to know me? It's only simple curiosity. To tell you the truth, then, I have no clue. You have no clue? I was getting a little burned out working part-time jobs and thought maybe some time away from the city would be good for me. Running the store was just a lucky opportunity. I haven't even seen my aunt since I was a kid. It would be like Miss Marigold to leave a near stranger in charge of her business. I don't think she had much of a choice. My grandparents passed away, and my mom, well, they don't talk for some reason. What about you? And you can't whistle out of my invasive questions this time. You ask it first. I moved to town a few years ago. With your business? That came after I arrived in this town with only the clothes on my back. I don't think I want to pry so much, honestly. I'm not that type of person. Are you want to run? Well, at least you had clothes. Like, I so want to pick these ones up. It's just because they're funny. I don't know. I don't want to pry that much. But this also feels like I'm prying too. Okay, I want it to be funny. I don't want to pry. But maybe the game wants you to, because it shows that you care. It's just me as a human being. I don't like to be nosy. Especially at the beginning. I hate to be really nosy. I feel like I might be inconveniencing the other person. I don't know. Well, at least you had clothes. Imagine turning up here naked. That'll be embarrassing. I doubt I'll be the first person. This town attracts all kinds of people. Like you, my non-nudist friend. You didn't answer my question. By the way, why did you move here? It's complicated. I needed a new start and I didn't have much else. This town just seemed quiet. I'll have to agree with that. My previous job was quite intensive. I lived within the same building as I worked and rarely had a day off. I didn't really have a life beyond that. When the opportunity presented itself, I took it to leave. Was it accounting related? Kind of. Thank you, that's very specific. Hammett suddenly stopped outside a small 2-story high apartment building. There looked to be a sign hanging out the front. Finch Advisory. It's kind of funny how you talk about the buildings as like 2-story. It's such a thing that you have, like, it's a 2-story. It's funny, like, you probably don't get why I'm saying this, but it's like, it's funny the way you say it, like, it's 3-story, 2-story, you know, it's just funny. What are you, some kind of workaholic? Yes, but I live above my practice, it's just easier. Even if it was greatly unnecessary, thank you for seeing me home, you really didn't have to. Seriously, you didn't. I know I didn't, I just wanted to. You are incredibly strange. Thank you. I did not intend it as a compliment. Well, I'll take it that way. Unsurprisingly. Thank you for returning my letter and the walk. Good night, Miss Marigold. He gave you a curt nod and then walked towards the building before stopping in his doorway and suddenly fishing around in his briefcase. Just as you were about to turn around and head back to the store, Hammett cleared his throat, then walked back over to you before shoving something in your hand. A small card. You did already give me your business card, but now I have a spare. Thanks. I wrote my number on that one. Oh. For emergencies only. Hammett pushed his glasses up before turning around and finally entering the building, leaving you to stand alone in the dark streets. The door closed behind him. Flipping over the card in your hands, you could see both a mobile number and a personal email address scrawled in messy, loose handwriting. Does this mean we are friends now? A click sounded through the empty street as a window was pulled open ever so slightly. No. And then it was shut again. With a smile, you pocketed the card and started on your way back to the store. Yeah, cool. Now it would be cool to get one with Florian, but I don't think we're going to get it. I don't know. Would we? The shop floor was quiet when you entered. All the lights had been turned off, and only the faint glow from the moon illuminated the store. Florian didn't look to be around. Maybe he was cleaning in the storeroom, or maybe he finally accepted he was sick and needed to rest, likely the former. You strode across the store, ready to head up the stairs. Irina, you have returned. Ah! Jeez, Lucille, what are you doing hiding in the dark? Hiding? A knight does not hide. I was merely keeping guard while waiting for your return. It's late, you should be home. In truth, I did attempt to head home earlier, but the town was too quiet. I feared leaving the store unguarded, so I intended to come check on you. Sir Florian informed me that you had gone out and not returned, and I grew concerned. Ah, right, Emmett left something here, so I had to hunt him down. Thanks for coming to check on me, Lucille, but really, it's way outside your pay grade to have to guard me after hours. There's nothing about pay, Irina. I need no reward, only the knowledge that you are safe and well. Thanks, Lucille. I'm totally fine. In fact, we were talking and I walked Emmett home. I'm not sure how happy he was about the whole thing, but you know, maybe it's the thought that counts. A noble deed, no matter how small, is never wasted. Yeah, I guess that's true. It was kind of fun too. Lucille placed her helmet on her head, then brushed herself off. Well, if everything is in order, I will take my leave. Do not worry, I will not allow myself to be late tonight morn. She bowed low, then started towards the door. Wait, can I walk you home too? Lucille paused for a moment, then turned and walked back over to you, placing her hand on your shoulder. And allow you to see yourself home alone after? Nay, I would not. Like, nay. Is it nay? She shook her head. I have a means to protect myself. Should brigands set upon me, you do not. It would not be fitting. Do not worry, I will be well. It is not your duty to escort me to and fro. Something, I need no reward, only the knowledge that you are safe and well. Leave the protection to me, Irina. While I live and breathe, I will never allow a hair on your head to be harmed. Fine, but one day I'm going to force you to let me look after you too. That's the deal. She nodded. You are a stubborn one. Very well, a deal it is. Until next time then. She gave you another nod before heading out the front door and disappearing into the night. The sound of the bells chiming faded as the door closed, and once again the store was plunged into silence. See, like these little tiny things that we narrative kind of tiny paragraphs that we do not need it. We didn't need it, nothing of this. Oh, just the chime bell, it would already kind of like tell you that she was kind of like leaving. You didn't need like 2 paragraphs in here to narrate the whole situation. And this is what I was telling you the other time, which is like, but this one is actually pretty okay. Like, I'm liking it. It's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But the eternal thing that I keep telling you about, like, the differences between, like, the Western Viennes and the Eastern Viennes, like, this constant difference. And, I was not remembering, like, the word that I wanted to say, which is, like, screenplay. It was not coming into my mind. I was like, what is the name? It's a screenplay. It's better for you to think about, like, writing a screenplay. Imagine you write a screenplay, and then you add little references or monologues that you feel like they are fitting in there. It's better to write a screenplay than imagine this as a novel, a book, okay? Because otherwise it's going to be too much filled with narrative everywhere. But this one is balanced. Like, you do have a ton of narrative, but I feel like it's okay, it's consistent, it can be very balanced. You waited for a minute or two until you heard the sound of her footsteps growing distant, then locked the front door and started back up the stairs. Your room was much as you left it, cluttered by decades and decades of use. It wasn't quite home yet, but it was a nice change from the dingy apartment you called your own for the last few years. You walked over to the kitchen table and closed your laptop. With all the rush of chasing after Hammett, you had forgotten you still had cleaning up to do. With a sigh, you packed up the various papers that still scattered the surface before placing your laptop back on your desk. Wait a second. Where'd the book go? You quickly started searching around your desk, then under it, but it was nowhere in sight. Hey book, where'd you go? I know I didn't imagine you. No response. With a grumble, you began turning the room upside down in search of it, under the bed, in the wardrobe, in every cupboard and drawer, but no matter how hard you searched, it seemed to be missing. Finally, exhausted, you sat down at your desk and found it sitting on the surface, as if it had never gone missing in the first place. You are messing with me, aren't you? Still no response, though what would have been more surprising would have been getting a response, really. Alright then, book, play difficult, see if I care. You picked it up and flicked through the pages. It was the same as before, page after page of sigils and writing in a script you couldn't read. One page at a time, you painstakingly searched for high to low for anything you could read. An hour later, you slammed the book down onto your desk, frustrated. Nothing. You wanted me to find you, didn't you? Why are you being so difficult now? At that moment, a cloud drifted lazily by in the star-filled sky outside, and the moon shone through your window, casting a beam of light onto the desk. The light shone on the open book, and as if a switch had been flipped, the entire book began to glow. The brightness burned your eyes, and you covered them, turning away and squeezing your eyelids shut. After a few moments, the glow faded, and when you looked again, the book was still there, sitting on the desk, but something had changed. Where before you saw plain, used leather, now you saw beautiful gilded edges and intricate embossing. It looked like a piece of art more than a book. But suddenly it snapped close, as if caught in a strong breeze. Oh, well, I never... A voice echoed from the book, and slowly it began to float off the table, hovering just a few inches in the air. First you ignore me for an entire day, as though I were some common dime-a-dozen grimoire, and now dime-a-dozen. Okay, if I were some common dime-a-dozen grimoire, and now you have the gall to paw through my pages with all the delicacy of an ogre cracking walnuts. Appalling, simply appalling. I let out a long, suffering sigh. I was created by the finest scribes, imbued with the wisdom of archmages, long since reduced to dust, and this is how I am treated. Handled like some sordid cookbook filled with peasant recipes for root stew and boiled turnips. If a book could glare, you were sure the book was glaring at you at that moment. Well, have you anything to say for yourself, you crude, tome-mangling barbarian? You are a book. A book. A book. Why, you wretched, foul-mannered... Well, no need to get worked up. God, what am I saying to a book? How are you talking? I am far from a book. I am an archive of the ages, a collection of arcane lore, a repository of incantations, a book. Oh, the sheer depths of your ignorance astound me. One would think even a mind as tragically mundane as yours could grasp such rudimentary concepts. And you must be a so-called wizard or witch or whatever tawdry moniker you humans are calling yourselves these days, yes? No, I'm just... And now you'll droll upon my pages and mutter incantations with all the grace of a toad gargling mud. What a joy. I suppose there is a positive side to this. Soon you will likely turn yourself into a particularly stupid-looking beetle, and I will no longer have to deal with your ignorance. Though, truth be told, I doubt anyone would notice the difference. What's going on in here? What is going on here is that you are an imbecile and an inconsiderate lout. I have been here patiently awaiting a proper spellcaster for years, only to find myself stuck with some dim-witted oaf who doesn't have the common sense not to handle my pages with their sweaty, sticky hands. What are you? So, the peasant finally decides to address me as something other than a measly book. Congratulations, truly, on the progress. I am Barnabas the Magnificent, eternal chronicler of magic most high and patron saint of arcane perfection, linguistic superiority, and the ghastly underappreciated art of proper book handling. Something you sorely lack. You're a talking spellbook. Oh, certainly. If you wish to diminish my grandeur to the mere status of a talking book, then by all means, wallow in your simplistic understanding of the arcane. How someone like you is fit to be my master, I will never understand. The fates truly must despise me. Like, this is one of those that it just feels right to give it like, to actually give like a good British accent. I don't know, like, you feel like the whole thing kind of has like that American English. But I would say like with Lucille, you kind of find like more arcane type of like, that you could relate to like the British. But the Barnabas, it just feels like I would love to give him a true British kind of accent, because I think it would just fit in here. I don't know. I'm your master? That is how this works. I, the glorious and sublime Barnabas, was created by a powerful magician to assist her in the mastery of her craft. However, when she died, she bound me to her bloodline. Long have I been passed down from generation to generation, waiting to find a master worthy of my knowledge, and somehow, despite all odds, I have ended up in the possession of a clueless dunderhead. I think you're getting confused. I'm not a witch or a wizard or whatever crazy fantasy you've got in that head pages of yours. Preposterous. Like, it would be great to put like a British English in here, because mine is just like this mixed thing, like, yeah, not great, you know. So I would love to see like a British voice actor like doing the lines of this book. Preposterous. Only a magic practitioner could open my pages, even if that magic practitioner is the least adept one ever to have lived. You know what? I think I'm going to put you away in a drawer. Put me away as though I were some mere object? Oh, the audacity! Well, be my guest. It's so good, like, be like this, that British accent in there. At that you stood, walked across your room, and threw open the top drawer of your dresser. You stuffed him in there with your underwear and slammed it shut. You put him near the underwear. That is great. How dare you? This is an affront to the very notion of my being. I say, let me out immediately. You're a really cool book, aren't you? Just teleport out. Teleport. I am not a mere parlor trick. I am an object of arcane beauty, a masterpiece of craftsmanship, and... Yeah, you're a really cool talking book. Fine, have it your way. While you languish in your mundaneness, Never to know the truth of your potential, I will begin reciting the first 5,000 volumes of the great encyclopedia Arcana. Barnabas began to loudly, obnoxiously recite the contents of a series of books you'll never heard of, despite your attempts to cover your ears. Finally, unable to take it any longer, you ripped open the drawer, pulled the book out, and placed it back on your desk. Instantly, Barnabas stopped. All right, enough already. Look, I'm sorry, okay? You're a talking book. It's a little overwhelming. A little overwhelming. Try having someone lick their fingers before flicking through your pages. Do not remind me of that. You know that, like, we don't have so much like this thing of like licking the fingers to pass the pages. You know, we do not have it as much. Thank God. But I was working during the pandemic phase. You have no idea, absolutely no idea, the amount of people that would put like their masks down, lick their fingers to count the bills. Okay, and I'll go like, what are you doing, dudes? What are you doing? Then it was not just like, you know, imagine you just lick it once and did it. No, they would like lick, count, and lick again and count, and I'll be like, what is going on in these people's minds when they are doing this? It's like, okay, do not remind me of that. My bad. The book psychic. Yes, it is very much your bad. Now listen here. Whether you and I like it or not, we are stuck together. I am yours and you are my master. Barnabas floated up into the air. It is now your duty to continue the line of marigold spellcasters and use the powers I have to offer you to become the most powerful being this town has ever seen. I'm not sure if I want to become some magical overlord. And why not? I was created by a mighty sorceress, and now she is dead. It is your destiny to continue her legacy. Look, I run an antique store. That's kind of what takes up all my time at the moment. Unless you have some spells in there that'll make me super successful and rich. Right, I keep the give me fast fortune spells right next to the one you turning people into beetles. You're really sarcastic for a book, you know? I have to be, considering my current circumstances. And as you're my new master, I'm afraid the sarcasm is likely here to stay. Oh, goody. God, what's happening to my life right now? I'll have you know, I was flipping burgers a week ago. A burger flipper, huh? No wonder you handled me so roughly. I have spent years and years in the care of some of the most talented wizards and witches in history, and I am handed over to a grease-stained fry cook. Oh, the shame. It's not like I chose you. That makes two of us. Then, it's not like I chose you either. Look, Barnabas, we are not getting anywhere here. Why don't you tell me a little more about yourself? If we get to know each other, maybe we can get along better. Oh, so now you wish to know about me. Excellent social grace, master. The book cleared its throat. As I told you before, I am the great and magnificent Barnabas, codex to the once magnificent marigold line. Why did my aunt never told me about you? See, like, never tell me about it. Because I feel like it's in the past. How should I know? She was always a rather distant woman and left me to grow dusty on the shelves. A true crime. And you've always been a book? Of course, I am the sum of all the magic ever recorded by the Marigold family. Every spell, every enchantment, every bit of knowledgement is all kept right here. So maybe they come from a family of witches or wizards or something. And her mother and the aunt got like entrenched with each other, because one probably just wanted to be like a human and the other wanted to continue the family line kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe it's that kind of story. I don't know. A dim-witted oaf like you would have no hope of handling all that magic, so I'm limited in the knowledge I can give to you. If you wish to learn every spell in my repertoire, then you will need to prove to me through practice and training that you are a worthy recipient. I don't know how much time I'll have for training in between keeping the store afloat and dealing with the locals' problems. It's no fault of mine. Perhaps you should have been born with the aptitude to become a magician instead of a menial. Come here. What? And allow you to manhandle me again? Absolutely not. Come on, Barnabas. How am I supposed to practice if I'm not allowed to look at you? Fine, but do not dog-ear my pages. Else I'll make good on my promise to turn you into a beetle. With a huff, Barnabas floated towards you, hovering in the air. You lifted a hand and carefully took the cover before flipping through his pages. While many of the pages were still written in a way you couldn't understand, some pages at the front seemed to suddenly be legible. Do not think that you have gained my trust by any means. If I had hands, they would be on my hips and I would be giving you the sternest of looks. I am allowing you to peruse my pages only because there is a small chance that somewhere within that pea-sized brain there is a shred of a talent. Thank you very much, Duzia. You are so arrogant, honestly. Yeah, you don't trust me, I get it. How do I start? Firstly, as you have no experience in the arts whatsoever, I suppose it would be best if you pick one spell to practice. No, actually, I should, because let's be frank, your judgment is clearly poor and unreliable. Against my better judgment, I shall alter the contents of my pages to provide a use in your mundane life as much as it pains me. Barnabas flipped his pages, then seemingly of his own accord started glowing with a bright golden light. With this, I have modified the spell Revelatio Obscura. Now, upon successfully casting such a spell, your eyes will have an easier time spotting things that are hidden. That's kind of, I don't know if they are putting it like in more of a Latin word, but it actually means that, yes. Like revealing what is obscured. If the spell fails, it is because you are in fact a worthless and talentless excuse for a human, and nothing to do with my modifications. So it helps me find things I can think of a few times that could be useful. Yes, well, if that is all, please put me away somewhere, preferably not near where you keep your filthy undergarments. Oh, wait, you have to teach me how to cast the first spell, the spell first. Must I? Isn't that your whole point of existence? My point is to hold information, not hold your hand. Figure it out yourself. Fine, but if I accidentally set the store on fire, it's on you. You pulled out the chair at your desk, sat down, then reached out and grabbed Barnabas. Please don't let my pages be burned. It would be terribly inconvenient. I'll try, but no promises. Ignoring him, you started studying the pages. It detailed how to cast the spell with various diagrams, drawings, and words. As you read, the letters and images seem to float off the page and into your mind until finally everything sunk in. You pulled out a notebook and began scribbling sigils left, right, and center. If this was what magic was like, it was going to be a lot easier than you thought. Once satisfied, you put Barnabas back down on the table and pushed the chair back. Time for a little field testing. You placed the notebook down on the ground in front of you, stuck out your hand and Revelatio Obscura. Nothing happened. Revelatio obscura. Nothing. With the crown, you tried one more time, waving your arms about wildly. Revelatio obscura. Utterly hopeless. Shut up, I have this. You are far from having this. Your pronunciation is that of an illiterate stable boy. Yeah, like I know how to say it, but she probably won't know how to say it in Latin. Yeah. Slowly this time, if you please. You took a deep breath, feeling the way your lungs filled with air, and focused on the spell. Revelatio obscura. A lamp in a corner of the room began to flicker on and off, and the hanging plants near the window swayed gently despite no wind that night. Congratulations, master, you are truly a master of the craft. The world shall tremble before your might. Hey, it worked. Look at that, I did it. Yes, congratulations on making a lamp flicker. That does mean it worked, right? Yes, this drawer sits on a magical ley line. There are often side effects to spells cast here. What spell can I learn next? What spell? The fledgling asks, as if the entire process were so easy. Please, continue to amuse me. What? I cast it, right? You must practice. Even simple spells are fiendishly difficult, and I will not stand idly by while you butcher them with your lack of skill. When you have more experience, perhaps, then I will teach you another. Perhaps. Okay, geez, I'll continue. I'll keep practicing whether I need to find something then, alright? It would be the smartest thing you've done since I met you. For now, though, I suddenly feel wiped. Yes, well, casting a spell will drain your magical reserves, and until you are more proficient, even the simplest of spells will require significant focus. Well, I'm too tired for this. I'm going to bed. What should I do with you? I am perfectly capable of looking after myself. Are you capable of yapping less while I try to sleep, or do you need me to go back in the drawer? Or do you need to go back in the drawer? Do not even suggest such a thing. Good night, Barney. Barnabas, not Barney. Close enough. You slip into bed and shut your eyes, waves and waves of tiredness washing over you as you drift off. The last thing you heard was the sound of a disgruntled book complaining. I learned new spells. Searching the attic now has a higher chance of finding items. Okay. I need some water in here. Oh, it's Saturday. We reached the weekend. Okay, let's save again. I mean, we haven't reached any bad ending or nothing like that. It's just a safe keep because it happened before. I don't know if you remember that I was streaming and suddenly the power went off, the electricity, in my region. So yeah, it was like that. And I never know when something like that might happen. It's not a common thing, but sometimes they are like doing some construction, so I don't know, and it happens. You had hoped to awaken to the gentle chirping of birds or the sound of breeze rustling leaves in the world outside your window. I think it always starts like with this type of paragraph when we enter a new day, isn't it? Instead, he woke to the sound of a very grumpy, pompous book opening, then shutting his cover repeatedly as loudly as possible. Good morning, master. Oh, I apologize. Did I wake you? It's probably about time for me to get up anyway. Good. It would be a tragedy to waste your mornings on slumber. Up. Let's get a move on. With a grumble, you pushed the covers aside and swung your legs out of your bed. You made your way over to your dresser, picked up a change of clothes, then turned back to look at Barnabas, who was sitting on your desk across the room. Do you mind? I'm changing. It's not as if I have eyes, Master. I see the world differently from a base creature like you. Cool, but I'll rather you didn't see me getting changed in anyway. If it pleases you, Master, I will turn around. Does that satisfy? You quickly changed and grabbed a piece of fruit, noting that your food stock really was near empty now. I'll have to find a grocery store later. Now, as much as I enjoy your presence, Barney, I've got work to do. Did you want to come with, or... No, thank you. The thought of being paraded around in front of the general populace, subject to the gazes of those who cannot appreciate my glory, fills me with despair. I will stay right here, thank you. I'll turn the TV on for you, just in case you get bored. Your consideration is touching, Master, truly. See ya. With that, you made your way down the stairs and stepped into the store proper. You were halfway down the stairs when you heard voices talking back and forth. That was beginning to feel like a normal thing around the store, but you didn't recognize one of the two voices. Oh, this is the guy. I was like, I saw him in the trailer and I was like, oh, cute. Who's this guy? Who is this guy? I'm afraid that is not possible. Irina requires their due rest, and besides, it is my duty to protect them. Ah, Lucille, come on. It's not that big of a deal. I just want to see her with a little bat head. Oh God, I will not budge on this matter. Sleep is more important than your senseless whims. Oh my God, is he going to be a whimsical one? I cannot with this. I just love them. Is there a party I didn't get invited to going on? This seems to happen a lot. You'll make a person feel left out if you're not careful. You wink it towards Lucille, who instantly straightened up, then turned your eyes towards the other person. Your eyes met another's, a man with red hair you didn't recognize. He smiled up at you lopsidedly before brushing a lock of hair behind his ear. Eden, okay. Well, if it isn't the most mesmerizing face I've seen all week, you must be the infamous new owner of the store. You can call me handsome or Eden, will you? Will do. Oh my God, hello, handsome. Well, hello, handsome. It's nice to meet you. I'm Irina, right? I've heard a lot about you, but it looks like the rumors were selling you short. Rumors? Well, color me curious. Eden took a few steps up the staircase, his gloved hand trailing over the railing as he approached you. When he got close enough, he leaned in towards you and whispered. He wasn't quite touching you, but was close enough that it felt like an intimate gesture. Funny story, I heard that the new owner already had a fan club because of their overwhelming beauty and charisma. From what I've seen, I've had to disagree. I have to agree. Sorry, my mind just wandered somewhere. Eden pulled back and smiled. Well, the rumors say a lot more than that, but let's leave some of the secrets a mystery for now, shall we? You have to be a little mysterious to be interesting after all. At that, Eden turned around and walked back down the stairs, the sound of wood creaking with every step. If there is something you need, Sir Eden, I suggest you speak now. Why rush our first meeting? We'll be telling everyone about it at our wedding. I cannot with these guys. It's too much to me. I love them. He winked up at you, then turned his attention to Lucille. Really, you don't need to be so defensive. I don't bite unless you ask me nicely. I have no interest in anything of the sort from you. If you have no business here, please take your leave. We are running an establishment here. Lucille moved her hand towards the hilt of her sword, but didn't draw it. Eden raised his hands and backed up a step. Oh my God, she doesn't like him. Is he like a really bad boy or something? All right, I'm going to note that down for The next time, Lucille isn't a fan of jokes. My deepest apologies, my lady knight. Eden gave a half bow to Lucille while she just shifted to stand a little straighter. I just wanted to introduce myself to our lovely new shopkeep. Believe it or not, I'm actually Willowmist's most famous carpenter. Oh, he's a carpenter. He's good with his hands. I believe you are Willowmist's only carpenter. How that may be true, but the point stands. A carpenter, he looks more like a model. I was expecting someone who looks more like Queen. I happen to be acquainted with your aunt. We work together on occasion, so I'd like to extend the same offer to you. If I remember correctly, Sir Eden, Lady Sylvia would also refer to you as a flirt and a liar. Yeah, he has the type. What can I say? There's so much beauty in the world. Should I not celebrate it? Lady Sylvie would say that you are incapable of taking anything seriously. That I can accept. You're such an honest person, Lucille. It almost makes me jealous. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I love the chance to get to know you properly, Irina. How about dinner and drinks on me tomorrow night? Tomorrow night? Well, maybe I'll be able to shift around my incredibly full schedule if you ask nicely. Oh, is that how it's going to be? Well then, pretty please, may I treat you to a night of fine dining and wine? That was actually pretty good. I'm impressed. I'm an actor at heart. Then I shall accompany you as bodyguard. My God, she's so defenseless. I don't think that's actually, you know what? Why don't we just invite everyone? It could be like a housewarming party. Here I thought I'll manage to snag a date. What a shame. Still, that sounds like fun. I'll leave it to you to invite whoever you like. You seem like you have good taste. The bell by the door chimed as the door to the store opened, and the familiar face of Hammett poked his head through. Hammett, my cutie pie, yeah, I like you too. To be honest, I like at least the man. I'm talking about the man. I like the three of them, yeah. Because Florian is like a cutie pie too. I like Hammett, although he's more like reserved type of guy. And I bet I'm going to like this one. Yeah, the Eden one. Yeah, because he's kind of like my type. Good morning. I'm here for. He paused as his eyes locked with Eden's. He then turned and walked straight back out of the door. Oh, he's a troublemaker. I bet. Because they are so defensive, and I bet. Emmett? How cute. He's being all shy. I'll go get him. Don't you worry. Don't worry your pretty little head. Sorry, it was not coming. Eden strode past you, then he exited the store. A few moments later, they both came back in with Eden's arms around Emmett's shoulder. Where are you off to so quickly, my friend? Don't tell me you are trying to avoid me. I'll prefer it, yes. Everyone's so honest this morning. How refreshing. So, what brings you here today, Emmett? My job, which you are currently preventing me from doing. There's always more time for work later. There's not always friends later. That would be true, yes, but you are all acquaintances at most. Hey, you're meant to think stuff like that, not say it to our faces. You're such a stick in the mud. And you're a thorn in my side. Unhand me. You'll run away. I might just have to hold on to you tighter. I might, yes, and please don't. You two are friends then? We absolutely are. We absolutely are not. It's more like I happen to bump into him no matter where I go, and he takes it upon himself to bother me non-stop. You are too stubborn for your own good. One day I'll get you to agree we are best friends. Hell will freeze over before that day comes. So cold, and I thought we had such a beautiful relationship. You are breaking my heart over here, Emmett. Emmett, the famous heartbreaker, I like the sound of that. Don't encourage him, he'll never stop. Please encourage me more. I'm like a puppy, I thrive on attention. Yes, exactly, just like a puppy, desperately in need of discipline. Since you're here, Emmett, I was wondering if you'd like to come out for dinner with us tomorrow night. No, thank you. Scared that Eden will bite? He's going? Yeah, so far it's me, Eden, and Lucille. I like to ask Florian and Winnie too. I'd really like you to come if that makes a difference. Fine, I will make a spot in my otherwise packed schedule. I hope you appreciate the effort. What a gentleman, Emmett. How very unlike you to change your mind. Maybe you have a soft spot for Irina, huh? I have nothing of the sort. I'm merely agreeing to so that someone responsible can be on hand to keep things under control. Hammett shrugged out of Eden's grasp and then brushed himself off. Now, if that is all, I need to speak with Irina in private. Well, when you put it like that, I can't help but wonder about your relationship. Do tell me what happens. Nothing is going to happen. It is a simple discussion and nothing more. Is that a blush I see on your cheeks? Maybe you're the one who needs glasses here. Stop making things up. Allow me to escort you out, Sir Eden, so that Sir Emmett and Irina may talk in peace for the moment. What a noble way of throwing me out. Well, it was nice meeting you, Irina. I hope to see you around town, Definitely, it's been a pleasure. Yeah, I was not... this guy, he was on the trailer. And I even said, oh, he looks cute. And I completely forgot about him. I'll let you know more about my services later, but drinks first. I'm a very hands-on worker. I like to get to know my business partner before we work together. Sounds great. See you tomorrow, Eden. Lucille put a hand on Eden's back and saw him to the door, where he finally exited the store, the bell tinkling as he did. Pardon the intrusion. As I said, we need to talk. Sure thing. What's up? Did you miss me so bad you had to come see me first thing? Don't be absurd. Did you give my business card to anyone? Why would I thought the business card was for us. Just, No, of course not. Why would I? I'm keeping your number all to myself. Thank you. Damn it. If you're not responsible, then that's even more concerning. How did they find me and get a hold of my number? Oh, so a situation appeared and you thought it was us. Who? What's going on? It's my previous employer. What would they want? Wait, did you do accounting for a criminal organization or something? I worry about the fantasies that are going on in that head of yours. Forget it, I'll deal with it myself. You are kind of making me worry here. Your client, there's no need to worry about me. Nah, we are close acquaintances now. I think that means I'm legally allowed to worry about you. I'm no solicitor, but I'm certain that's not how this works. So you are trying to argue that me worrying about you is illegal. What? No, stop talking such nonsense. I can't believe you'll call me nonsensical, Mr. Accountant, for a crime syndicate. That's not... forget it, you're impossible. Hammett pinched the bridge of his nose and closed his eyes, almost like he was in pain. It's nothing like that, nothing illegal at the very least. Let's just say I terminated my contract early and they aren't happy about it. Well, they can't force you to go back, can they? I like to say no, but they are so obsessed with their rules and regulations that they might have some obscure way to try and make me work for them again. And that would be a bad thing, right? I left for a reason. What a terrible start to an otherwise good morning. At least you got to see me. As I said, thank you for your concern, Irina. It's not necessary, but well, thank you anyway. What you guys whispering about? Is it secrets? Oh, I love secrets. Come on, tell me. I won't tell anyone, I swear. Oh, Winnie, good morning. Have you and Emmett met before? Does watching him from the corner of the room count? I don't think so. Then nope. My name is Winnie. Nice to meet ya. So what's happening? None of your business, Miss Winona. Just Winnie is fine. Fine, Miss Just Winnie. No, I mean, I'm just Winnie. As I said, Miss Just Winnie. He has his own ways of joking around. He has his own ways. Fine, I'll be Miss Just Winnie, but you have to be Mr. Tall and Serious. Mr. Finch will suffice. Mr. always looks like he's got a stick up his butt. I feel like that one might be a little bit long. Thank you for noticing. It takes a lot of effort to maintain. I like you. You're funny. Funny isn't a word I'll use, but if you prefer it, then be my guest. Now, if that's all, I have other things to attend to. Hey, Hammett. Yes? This all could have been a text, you know. And? Just saying, I feel like you stopped by just to see me. You would be incorrect, as I gave you my number, but you never gave me yours. Good day, Miss Marigold. Miss Just Winnie. It is true, though, yeah. Yeah, that is true. At that, it's just that he just goes like, we think we are being successful in flirting with him, and he's always like, no, no, no. But that's the thing that kind of makes you even more interested in continue the fighting in here, you know, of flirting with him. At that, Hammer turned on his heel and walked out the door, the bell jingling as he did. Winnie turned and waved her hand, watching as he left. So, what was that about? A romantic tryst, a secret rendezvous, the beginnings of forbidden love? Do you read a lot of romance novels or something, Winnie? Well, it does get boring around here sometimes. I'd rather have romantic tryst with you. No, I'm still after Emmett. Because I would probably go after this new boy. But now it's kind of late, you know, now it's kind of late. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get Florian. But yeah, that's it. I mean, I probably needed to go after one, so. Maybe it was a secret rendezvous, but Emmett doesn't realize it yet. I knew it. Oh, Emmett and Irina sitting in a tree. When's the wedding? I could text him now and spring it on him. Do it. He might kill me, or worse, block my number on the spot. Anyway, no, it really wasn't anything like that, just boring work stuff. Oh, by the way, Winnie, I wanted to ask you something. Would you like to go to dinner with me tomorrow night? Dinner with you? Oh, are you inviting me on a date? Share a date with me, Hammett, Lucille, Eden, and hopefully Florian. We're all gonna be one big happy family. Okay, so this is not a one-on-one thing, boo. Did you want it to be one-on-one? Well, of course, I want to get to know you better. Well, a bigger group doesn't have to stop that, does it? Plus, we can always hang out here. I want to get to know you better too, Winnie. Yeah, that sounds fun. Winnie shifted and fiddled with her hands. Can I think about it and let you know later? Oh sure, it's not until tomorrow anyway, so there's no rush. If you don't want to, you don't have to either. Oh no, I super want to, I'll let you know. Alright, I better get ready to open up anyway. I'm getting hungry in here. Okay, see you later, alligator. Because I haven't eaten nothing. I don't want to make sounds for you. Winnie gave a small wave, then floated up and through the ceiling. I don't actually know if we have a lot more of the demo going on. If I don't know, kind of expecting at maximum 1 more hour of the demo. I'm liking it anyway. It's just I don't know how. I thought this one was like 5 hours or something, and I think we're going a bit more than that. I don't think I'll ever get used to that. It says to do learn about woodworking. I'm sorry, I'm eating. So you know what? We don't need to clean. Apparently we need to pay our bills. Oh yeah, because it's a week kind of thing, right? Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Then sort through the storage and pay our bills. Let's do it like that. While tidying the attic, you took a dusty box from behind a stack of hat cases and found something curious inside. A travel vanity filled to the brim with eyeshadows, blushes, lipsticks, and more. What's that I spy? Makeup. Oh, Lucille, come here. Is something in peril? Look at what Irina found. I'm sorry that you're hearing me crunch, but I am really hungry. And I haven't eaten nothing yet. I'm really feeling it. Truly a treasure. The craftsmanship is beautiful. It would suit you, Lady Winona. If only I could actually use it. I know it's not the same, but I could help you use it on someone else. But who would? Lucy. Me. I have never worn such a thing. I do not think it would suit me. Ow, Lucy, you look super pretty. I mean, you always look pretty, but it would be fun. Only if you want to, though. For all we know, this makeup is cursed. God, it's cursed. Then now she doesn't want it. Knowing Lady Sylvie, the chances are high. However, I will admit, I am curious. So, I suppose it would not hurt to try. Yay! I shall place myself at your service, Lady Winona and Irina. That's the spirit. Okay, Irina, brush in your right hand. No, your other right. You know that? It happens to me like sometimes, but there are like a lot of people where you're like, oh, just go to the right, and they go to the left, you know. First of all, maybe some blush. That would bring out her cheekbones and the rest could follow. Just a little though, maybe some eyeshadow to match. Your counsel is deaf, Lady Winona. Blush and eyeshadowing it is. Here goes nothing. Oh my god. I know it's going to come out really bad. That's it. We got 11. That's probably not bad. By the way, have you really never worn makeup before? Nay. While the women of my village were picking up their first rouge brush, I was already long in training as a squire. The most adornment I was afforded was the armor on my body, not upon my face. Armor still adornment, just heavier. Your words ring true, Irina. I have owned many ceremonial sets of armor in my lifetime, some which had been passed down for centuries. Perhaps this is not so different. And there we go. What do you think? You held up a mirror to Lucille's face. You had a light touch. The makeup wasn't too apparent, but accentuated Lucille's features in a delicate way. Is this truly my face? It is a wonder, truly. You are so pretty, Lucy. Irina, you really worked your magic. All the credit goes to my director. A joint effort. Thank you both. It is not often I indulge in such things, and I must say it has left me wondering if I missed out on a great deal in my younger years. There's plenty of time left to make up for it if you like. You are too kind, Irina. Truly, you have my things. With that, you packed away the makeup and continue your searching. You begin searching through your aunt's collection. Oh, you have the miniature harp. Common, poor. So you're leaning against the counter, eating the last of your food supplies. I was. You heard me. It was not my last. But yeah. When Florian comes in through the front door, nearly dragging his bag behind him. You thought it would be impossible, but somehow he looked even more tired than usual. Hi, Florian. Long night?